Hi, colleagues. How are you? So good to see you. Happy Monday. So, this week, I thought I would switch gears a little bit and talk about reading, still with the focus of feelings. Actually, I've been thinking a lot about this on my morning walks, about how I think this sort of like focus that Mark Brackett is making me think about this importance of feelings, being able to name your feeling, say why this is you feeling this way, identifying it, being more precise in that. I've been thinking about what a great start of the year unit that would make for literacy. And so it's just something I'm thinking, mulling around, kind of exploring, and would love your feedback around it. So in that theme, sort of, I will continue in the next few weeks thinking about that. However, I thought I would switch this week and think about reading. So that said, in my kid video today that I shared with readers, I talked about the importance of book selection. I shared a whole bunch of books with them, and the other thing I talked about with both readers and parents is the importance of conversation. And I know you know this. It's something I think I've been thinking about for a really long time. We can read and be very isolated in that act, or we can be incredibly changed, and not only in the books that we read and how they impact us, but the conversations that we have once we read those books. And when we know that we're going to have a conversation, it does make us feel a little bit more motivated. Like, it feels that audience, that conversation gives us, makes us feel like, you know what, I need to get on to this reading thing. And it gives us some traction, I think, in our reading and motivation and excitement. So I shared a whole bunch of books, and I'll share some books with you, and see what you think. So hang on one second. Okay, so in just 1 minute, I will think oopsie. Huh. Well, I don't know. This might be a different way that we can look at it. Oh, look at that. Huh, I don't know how I did that. Let's see if we can keep doing that. Huh, I like that. Okay, so anyway, these were the feeling words that we talked about last week. And again, I'm going to bring in some more feeling words tomorrow and the next day. And not only think a lot about, I think first and foremost with kids, what I plan on doing tomorrow, and we'll talk more about it, is thinking about how books are impacting them and their feelings, making them feel. And then also paying close attention to their characters, and being able to say with more specificity and nuance, are their characters hopeful or cheerful or upbeat, rather than just being happy, or are they worried or tense or stressed? So just thinking a little bit about different feelings. So some, probably all of these books you're going to know, but I'm just going to say, I'm going to just name some books that I shared with kids that are my absolute favorites. In case you don't know them, or you're agreeing or disagreeing, you could think a little bit about that. Robert Kemmel Smith wrote The War with Grandpa. Been around a really long time, not even sure. And I'm certain it's dated. However, what I love about it is this adult that is having fun and also having like a little war with his grandson. How many adults do that, right? Like, it's a playful sort of like serious, like, I still love you, but I'm gonna fight for this room. It's really a fantastic relationship. Um, um, I don't know. It's just like a beautiful story about a little boy and his grandfather and their relationship, and kind of questioning that a little bit. And one of my favorite books ever. Um, I love Kate DiCamilla, as I know many of you know because of Winn-Dixie, and Tiger Rising. Tiger Rising is probably my favorite book of hers, although I really loved Flora and Ulysses. And if you haven't seen that yet, or recommending that for kids, I think it's a really fun, but powerful book, for kids to explore. I think it's great. But really, there's nothing Kate DiCamilla can't write and do well, right? I know you know that. Most of you know this book, The One and Only Ivan. I think it's fantastic. quick read. It looks thick, but it's not as difficult as it looks. Great for fourth grade. Just sweet book about animals and friendship. And sorry, there we go. I love Jerry Spinelli, Stargirl. There's a movie coming out. It is really more for middle school, Stargirl. However, I am doing a girls book club with some few girls that I've selected and know well, and we're reading Stargirl, and there are fourth graders that are getting through it. The content, the vocabulary is tricky, and the symbolism in there is tricky. The content is so beautiful about being true to yourself. It is an amazing book. I love Ringer. It blew my mind. I think it's such a powerful book for boys and girls to think a lot about what does it mean to be a boy in the world. And something happened. I don't know. Here we go. Sorry. Let's see if that, nope. Gotta figure that out. Sorry, teachers. No? Okay. Trying to do this quickly and then it's, yes. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, really powerful book about what does it mean to be a boy and why do boys have to follow those rules. Very important. Shiloh is another book of my favorites that I know is old, but I think incredibly powerful about a little boy and his love for this dog. Sharon Creech loved that dog. The greatest teacher that ever lived was Miss Stretchberry, I feel like, and how she helps this boy deal with his feelings. I think this book will be something that will be really powerful for me to share as I think about the journey of feelings. We all have them, and Miss Stretchberry says it's okay to feel, and it's important to feel, especially when you've got something really hard you have to deal with. I love My Name is Marie Isabel. I think it's I love the fact. I mean, I think we've all been there. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but it's hard to believe, since we're all educators, that there could be a mean teacher out there. But I had a mean teacher in second grade, and this teacher, I don't know that she's mean, but she changes her name because there are too many Marias. It's just and she doesn't really listen to her. She doesn't listen to Maria. And I think it's just a powerful book. I think it's also important to show that teachers are not perfect. I think that's, that everyone is flawed. But I think the bigger thing about this book is the power of the name. The name is your identity. This child's name has so much to do with her culture and her identity. Really important book. James Howe, one of my all-time favorite writers. I have a humongous crush on him. Pinky and Rex, my favorite, and The Spelling Bee. Pinky and Rex and The Spelling Bee, my favorite Pinky and Rex book. Just a powerful book about friendship, the power of friendship, and the power of, I think, failure, and the importance of failure, and going through failure and knowing that you're going to be okay. So finally, Fourth Grade Rats, if you don't know, again, another Jerry Spinelli book, great writer, very funny, awesome for fourth graders. And Judy Blume, Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret? Most of you probably know this book, but if you do not, yes, it was written in the 60s. Yes, there's probably some things that are dated, but unbelievably relevant today, and the book that changed my life forever. So anyway, teachers, so great to see you. And as always, and we'll continue this journey of feelings and reading, and take care of you. I'm thinking about you all the time, and be safe. Okay, see you tomorrow.